Good evening and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network. Friday Night Lights presented to you by Natwick Insurance and Zone 6. We're on the campus of Heritage High School for the much anticipated matchup between the 2-0 Eau Gallie Commodores and the 1-1 Heritage Panthers. Joined tonight again by Coach Blue. Coach, great night of football out here ahead of us. What's your thoughts?
And it's humid, very humid out here, but it's not raining, which is great. This is a great matchup that we've been looking forward to for a couple of years. They haven't played in a couple of years, and both teams have been very good the last couple of years. So Coach Benson and Coach Sands were roommates in college, so they know each other very well. There's been a lot of trash talk going on the last couple of years, so we get to see it all play out tonight right here in front of us.
Yeah, Coach, I was on the field with both of them, talking to both of them pregame together, and they were talking about those memories of being college teammates, college roommates, a lot of respect for each other. But tonight, inside those white lines, it's I'm not going to say do or die, but you get my point here. They're ready to go to battle against each other. Two really good football teams. I think the defenses are going to dominate tonight's game. I don't think it's going to be a overwhelmingly high-scoring game like some people anticipate. Both teams come in with a win against Rockledge. That's the only like opponent. Heritage in the Kickoff Classic, and then, of course, Eau Gallie last week doing what they did to the Raiders. So
I think special teams is going to be a huge factor. Heritage last week at Sanford Seminole, special teams really was the main culprit in their defeat. And I think, with the humidity and, it rained a little bit today, so you got a nice moist playing surface out there. But I think special teams is going to be huge because you've got J.R. Samuel and you've got Xavier Lherisse over here on Eau Gallie. Those two guys returning kicks, returning punts, returning kickoffs. That's going to be a huge factor in this game.
I don't think either one of them will touch the ball much tonight as far as special teams. I think both these coaches are smart enough to keep it away from those guys. Coach, we talked about it off the air. This game is full of Division I athletes. You got Brandon Brown from Eau Gallie going to LSU. Josh Roberts committed to FAU. You got Emmanuel Small. You got DJ Maltzby. Obviously, the Reese you mentioned, the sophomore gunslinger quarterback for Eau Gallie.
Transfer from
Joseph Allen. And then on the Heritage side, obviously, everybody knows about J.R. Samuels, right? Kareem Parker back in action tonight. That defensive line is full of studs, led by Bo Harper. So this is gonna be a good football game here. And like you said, there was a lot of trash talk between the two teams. I've had the pleasure of coaching a lot of these kids or coaching against them since they were very young, so I know that tonight's going to be a battle for the ages.
And this is also a hot spot transfer destination in Brevard County. There have been a lot of guys transfer into Eau Gallie, and there have been a lot of guys transfer into Heritage over the last couple of years.
Right. And Dr. Rendell and I always forget his name. The county AD is here. Kevin Robinson. So
State Representative Thad Altman was down there at the pregame.
And where else can you go besides Heritage High School when your principal's down there cooking on the Blackstone for everybody?
That's right. Stephen Link.
Doesn't get much better than that. So, Coach, I know you don't get on Twitter, but this has been all over the spaces lately this week. So it's definitely a highly anticipated matchup. Obviously, Cocoa and IMG is a big matchup this week, but this is second to none as well.
Yeah, this is Brevard County right here. This is it. This is, besides Cocoa.
Well, I think this is a battle for number 2 right now.
Yes.
Heritage has a tough schedule coming up. I believe they have Cocoa next week, and then Vero, or Vero then Cocoa 1 and 2.
They've got a brutal schedule.
Brutal 4-game schedule, but Coach Benson wants them to be prepared for the playoffs. So,
and I think Heritage has come to a point where they know who their starting quarterback is, and they've split quarterbacks the last 2 games.
Well, I've heard a little birdie, so we'll see what they go with. I've heard some series may have some numbers for both of them early. That is one of the things that Coach Sands actually asked Coach Benson when we were standing there, who's starting at quarterback. And I said, well, I didn't ask my dad 2 days ago, and he ain't answered me. So.
Yeah, I mean that's very valuable knowledge if if there's 2 quarterbacks and one's going to start. And they both bring very different skill sets to the table.
Commodores will kick off to the Panthers. It'll be a high kick fielded by the Panthers. Looked like number 30, Coach. Couldn't quite tell. '28. Desmond Christian was the returner for the Panthers. So 1st and 10, Heritage on their own 22-yard line to start this game. Eau Gallie did win the toss and deferred to the second half.
And looks like it is going to be Byron Bill Thompson getting the start tonight for Heritage at quarterback.
Thompson hands off, run right at Coach. That's a grown man and Brandon Brown. His first tackle on the night. They're going to get him back to the line of scrimmage.
There's a reason why he has offers from most D1. What do they call it now? Power 4, not Power 5 anymore.
Well, I'll put it to this way. Brandon could have went anywhere he wanted. He's that good of a football player. He's that humble of a football player. He doesn't get caught up in all the antics. He's here to show up, play football, and go home, and he's going to let you – and you're going to know he's here every time he's here. 2nd and 10 for Heritage. Thompson takes a snap. Thompson's going to roll right. It's going to be sacked by number 10, Josh Roberts.
Nice open field play right there. They had hitches called. He looked up. The coverage was all over it, so he had to try to extend the play, but great play there. Roberts, the senior.
FAU commit.
It's a great open field tackle there. That's not easy to bring down Thompson like that in the open field. You see the defensive line from Eau Gallie there. It starts off giant, regular, thin. Here he goes down.
Well, don't sleep on Savion Johnson either. He plays O-line for Eau Gallie as well, the Palm Bay transfer. Thompson's going to roll out right. He's going to throw to 23 for the Heritage Panthers. He's going to be just shy of a first down.
That's the freshman transfer from California, Ryan McKenzie.
So going to bring up 4th and, I apologize, Coach, 4th and 12. I thought that was the wrong stick I was looking at. So 4th and 12 for Heritage. Coach Panucci, what's going on?
The sack really put them behind the sticks on that. That's a drive killer.
Well, and number 9, Thompson, will be doing the punting tonight, and standing on his own 45-yard line is the dynamic Xavier Lherisse.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to let him catch the ball if you can help him touching it at all, really.
We got a flag on the play. It looks like we're going to have false start on Heritage.
I saw Jeff Panucci. I go, wait a minute. And then I forgot they played yesterday.
They played last night.
And then Lyle's on there. I'm like, wait a minute. Where are all these Melbourne guys?
Benny Smalls.
Hey, Smalls. How you doing, buddy? Hope you got some nice cleats.
So we are 4th and 17 for the Heritage Panthers. Thompson's going to kick this one. It's going to roll. Decent coverage by Heritage. It'll be down at the 49-yard line. Well, Gallie takes over for their first possession of the ball game. Coach, as an Eau Gallie defense coordinator, whatever fan, great first series on defense.
Absolutely. You get your offense the ball on the 50-yard line, 49-yard line start, and they got a 51-yard field.
And we talked about the special teams being key, and not so much special team scoring, but the field position tonight is going to be important on every single drive.
Yes, when you have two great defenses, field position is awesome, and your punt turns into sometimes your best offensive weapon just to try to flip the field.
See a little trickeration here. We got Josh Roberts lined up at left tackle, Coach. Not a normal tackle for Eau Gallie. Handoff goes right up the gut. Number 1, Welch on the carry.
Yeah, he's definitely eligible out there.
Well, I think they went overload to the play side, to the wide side of the field. I assume Josh probably plays tight end. And as you see here, now he's lined up at tight end on the wide side. When Eau Gallie comes out in an empty set, 2nd and 13 for the Commodores. Man in motion is Lherisse. He's going to fake it. Intended for number 12 of the Commodores.
Play broken up there by number 11, Marcus Hancock. I thought if Hancock had his eyes on the ball, that might have been going the other way, but.
And I apologize. That was Darian Reed, number 18, the intended target for Joseph Allen and the Commodores. 3rd down and 13 for the Commodores.
Those DBs for Heritage are not taught to watch the quarterback. They're pattern matching, and they're watching the routes, the receivers and the routes.
DJ Maltzby lined up near side. Lherisse in the slot. Allen's going to drop back. He's looking. Throws it, intended for Biggs. Incomplete pass, number 10, Leonardo Murray, the linebacker, in coverage for Heritage, and Eau Gallie forced to punt.
Yep, that was a nice shallow cross right there, but it was well defended by Heritage.
And I like what Coach Ainsley did there, Coach. He's going to trust that he's going to send 3 D linemen, and they're going to get their pressure. Lherisse set to punt for the Commodores. J.R. Samuels is deep.
Another guy you don't want to punt the ball to.
Well, I watched Lherisse warm up, and he was practicing kicking this thing out of bounds. He's going to sky this one. J.R. is going to get away from it. It'll take a Commodore roll to the 19-yard line, where Heritage takes over for their 2nd possession of the drive. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Natwick Insurance, powered by Natwick Insurance. BSN is proud to partner with Eric Natwick and his great staff to bring you the best in youth and prep sports. If you're looking for home, auto, life, and even more types of insurance, then Natwick has you covered. Natwick Insurance is a full-service, independent insurance agency that provides insurance solutions with personal service. They take great pride in quality of service, and whether their clients need help filing a claim, processing a payment, or just understanding their insurance coverage, they'll always be there ready to help. I'll finish that one after the next play. 1st and 10, Panthers. Thompson in at quarterback. Hands off Francis up the gut. Coach, he's going to get barely past the line of scrimmage. We're going to call this one 2nd and 9. Might as well be 2nd and 10. For more information, call 321-735-0381. Stop by the office located on 1301 South Patrick Drive, Suite 73 in Satellite Beach, or visit www.natwickinsurance.com.
Roberts did a great job squeezing on that one right there. I give a shout out to Eddie Bray. I see him on there watching. Pound for pound, the toughest human being I ever met in my life.
Who's that?
Eddie Bray.
Yeah, well, there's some familiar faces in the stands tonight. 2nd and 9 for Heritage. Thompson throws the quick to T.J. Monroe. Let's see if they call. They're going to call that one a fumble. Recovered by Heritage.
Behind the sticks.
3rd down and 11.
Heritage got to figure out a way to play in front of that 1st down marker, in front of that stick. They've been behind both series.
Holy Trinity must have a bye tonight. I see a bunch of HT players sitting here.
Huge gap to Brown's side.
Thompson drops back. He's going to throw this one deep. He's got him. Oh, intercepted by Lherisse.
What a catch.
He's got a sideline.
He just won that ball, Coach.
He just went up and got it.
He won that ball. That was a great play. What great ball skills right there.
A little bit of pressure for Commodores will take over 1st and 10 on the Heritage 16-yard line. Allen sends a man in motion. Allen drops back.
He's
looking
moving forward on the snap. That's going to be offensive.
And we got a holding. It's going to come back here, and number 8 for the Panthers will make a tackle.
Your motion guy was moving forward towards the line of scrimmage on the snap, I think, is the first penalty.
Be a 10-yard holding penalty for Eau Gallie.
Illegal shift. Decline, holding. The hard part about that slot guy motioning to the tight end side with no split end, no receiver out there, usually he's watching the receiver. When the receiver goes, that's when he turns upfield. But when you got nobody outside the tight end, unless he can hear a hut or a clap, he doesn't know when to turn up.
Right. Greg, I mean, it's an average fan size for the Commodores. No band tonight, so I mean, I've definitely seen the stadium more packed than this. Obviously, the weather hurts us a little bit. So 1st and 20 for the Commodores on the Heritage 26-yard line. Allen takes a snap. He's going to throw the quick to Maltzby. DJ's going to get down to the 14-yard line.
That's a struggle, a choice you have to make with these receivers. You give them too much cushion and you give up the stop route, but if you get too tight, they're going to run right by you, so you got to be somewhere in between.
Gain of 12, 2nd and 8 for the Commodores.
Yeah, Coach Panucci, I agree.
Jet sweep to Lherisse. He's going to try to get to the outside. He's going to be brought down by number 6, Zach Hicks Jr. Loss of 6, so 3rd down and 14 for the Commodores.
That's a great job by an edge player right there, keeping the edge, keeping contain. You got no help outside, so you got to try to get him to turn up.
Allen sends Lherisse in motion. He's going to check back out. Allen's going to roll. He's got a scramble. He's still looking for room. Joseph Allen's going to pick up about 7 yards, so it's going to bring up 4th and 7. We should see a field goal unit here for the Commodores.
That's a big stop for Heritage here if they can force a field goal. They got to find a way to get the ball on the other side of the field here. This whole game's been played on one side of the field so far.
Window's a little foggy. I can't see the kicker's number. Looks like 22. 47. What is it? 47? Well, that was way off. Definitely not 22. Looks like 42. Offsides on Heritage.
Defense. That'll make it a what?
That was Rodney Calloway. We're going to have an officials timeout water break.
What, a 4th and 2 coming up here?
Yeah, well, that changes a lot if you're the Commodores, and that hurts if you're Heritage. Witt's Frozen Custard spares no expense in obtaining the highest quality ingredients. From fresh cream and pasteurized eggs to premium chocolates, fruits, toppings, and fresh roasted nuts. Wait till you taste the difference. Witt's offers junior, single, and double scoops that can be served in a dish or a cone. Witt's has 3 locations in Brevard County to serve you. They are located in Vieira on Stadium Parkway, and beautiful downtown Melbourne, and in West Melbourne at the Shops of Minton. Witt's Frozen Custard. I'll get to my next read here. It'll be Cricket Spirit Sports and Food. They are streaming our games live at Cricket Sports Bar at their new location at the old Kelly's Burgers on Wickham, just north of, what is it, Dustin's Barbecue, Caleb, right there. So we'll get some more information on crickets there. All right, so the Commodores will go. It'll be a 4th and 3. And now we have a flag. False start on the Commodores, so that'll back them up 5.
Go back to the field goal.
Well, looks like that's what we'll see. Mr. Victor Guerrera, Minnesota Vikings fan, NF Financial in the house. Well, Blue, again, Heritage, another lucky break there. And we do have a great veteran official crew here tonight. Kick is up. No good. Wide left. Heritage Panthers are able to get out with no damage done. But, Blue, that's a punt, so the ball comes to the 20-yard line. So, I'm sorry, it's like a punt when it goes out of the back of the end zone. Yep. Let me rephrase that. So it is considered a touchback. So 1st and 10 Heritage on their own 20. Both
defenses playing very well so far, like we expected.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some things this week about it being a high-scoring game and this and that. And, I mean, obviously it's early, but I don't see that. If you've watched these two teams play, you know that these defenses are lights out. Thompson in at quarterback for Heritage. Handoff goes to Colley. He makes one man miss. He's going to fall forward. That is the biggest play from scrimmage for Heritage of the night.
At no yard, well, what did they get?
3-yard gain.
3-yard gain.
2nd and 7. Savion Johnson in there right away for the Commodores. They're going to let him get back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 7 for Heritage. We have 3:49 left in the first quarter. I've noticed that Jay Latson has shadowed J.R. Samuels all night for the Commodores. Thompson's going to drop back. Thompson's going to roll. He's going to take off to the left side. He's going to be sacked for a loss of 2. Coach, I think if you're Thompson, you got the wheels. You just got to go. You know, I think he waited a little long to take off.
Yeah, this Eau Gallie defense is fast. I've seen Heritage play a couple times, and I've seen Thompson outrun people and get to the sideline, but he's not able to get outside of these Eau Gallie Commodores tonight.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to go sideline to sideline on either one of these defenses. And I don't know that you're going to have that much success going up the gut either. So Thompson will punt to the dangerous return man, Xavier Lherisse. It'll be a kick. It'll take a nice Heritage bounce. Lherisse will return it. Bo Harper right there to wrap him up.
That's a big play right there. Number 7, Deshaun Harper. He's a real good open field tackler. We've seen it so far this year. Makes some big plays on the edge. That's a big play for Heritage because now you're making Eau Gallie go a little bit further starting their drive.
Yeah, Eau Gallie will take over 1st and 10. It looks like on their own 34-yard line.
Special teams is going to be huge. Special teams flip the field.
Looks like IMG is up 7-0 over Cocoa. Well, Cocoa just forced a turnover. Allen takes snap. He's going to throw the quick out to Maltsby. He's going to be wrapped up right away by number 21, Mikey Gillis. And we got a flag on the play. It's going to be against the Commodores. That's after the play. It's definitely chippy down there, Coach. It was. But, again, all these kids know each other. I guarantee you can go out to any youth football field tomorrow and they're all hanging out.
Yeah, and not only that, but like you said, they're playing for number 2 in Brevard County right now. And they haven't played in a few years.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike on the Commodores.
This is a culmination of a couple years worth of trash talk.
Jared Baker, UCF Knight wide receiver, checking in. The touchdown maker when he was playing for West Melbourne. Of course, at Eau Gallie and UCF too, but I shout him out from his West Melbourne days. Second in Vero Beach for the Commodores. Got a flag on the play. Looked like the left guard left early, Coach, and that indeed will be a false start on the Commodores. And right now, if you're Eau Gallie, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot with the penalties.
Well, that's another way to flip the field is shoot yourself in the foot with a bunch of penalties.
So second down. Coach, that's too much for me to add that quickly, so we'll go Vero Beach again. A long drive on 95 for the Commodores here on second down. Man goes in motion for Commodores. Allen drops back. He's going to throw it to Maltzby. He's fighting forward. DJ with his third reception of the night. He'll pick up about 7, third and long for the Commodores.
Yeah, you'll give up a 7-yard hitch on that easily.
Well, because just if anybody's watched film or watched Eau Gallie football for the last 2 weeks, at some point Maltzby is going to go deep.
Yeah.
He's caught 2 deep balls.
Yeah.
Third and long for the Commodores. Allen brings the Commodores up. He's going to hand off to Welch. He breaks the tackle. Amir Parker was there. Tay Welch wrapped up again by number 21, Gillis. It's going to bring up fourth down.
That's a great seal block out there by the left tackle.
We have a flag on the play. I like the play call by Coach Sands. If you're Heritage and this is against the Commodores, I assume you're going to decline it? Or do you want to play the field position?
No, I'm going to decline it.
Holding on the Commodores. Heritage is going to take the penalty and take the yards, Coach.
Well, you just hope you don't give up a big play. And
all right, Coach Benson will decline it. I thought he did as well. The referee kind of went early. So fourth down and 11. Fourth down and 11 for Eau Gallie. Heritage should have their best field position of the night.
Should. Well, the right end for Eau Gallie moved. That's going to back them up another 5. So defense wins championships. We got 2 great defenses on the field tonight. So both offenses are probing and trying to find some type of a weakness in the other team's defense. And so far, both defenses are playing outstanding.
So what you're telling me is we're watching SEC football, not Pac-12?
There's no such thing as
whatever
Pac-12.
Whatever was the Pac-12.
That's what happened, Billy.
Larisse's nice punt by Lherisse. It's going to go out of bounds at the
there you go.
45-yard line.
Heritage gets a chance with decent field position for the first time of the night. Yeah, so the defense was so bad in the Pac-12, it just completely folded.
Got rid of the conference? Good to see Eau Gallie principal Keith Barton down there before the game. Haven't seen Mr. Barton in a while. Thompson still in at quarterback for the Panthers.
Young man.
Daniel Cawley.
Young man.
He good, Caleb. He's shorter. Oh, no, he's not. Cauley takes a handoff. Cauley's going to go forward for about 4. 2nd and 6 for Heritage. Into the first quarter, all tied up, 0-0. Coach Blue, what are your thoughts on the first quarter?
Amazing, outstanding defense. Couple special teams plays. And interception by Lherisse that turned into a missed field goal. I think this one's going to go down to the wire, and I really just think special teams, there's going to be a big special teams play in this game that changes, makes a difference.
Well, we talked about, Coach, before the game, this is going to be a who makes the first big mistake.
Yep.
Heritage got away with their big mistake.
Yeah.
Okay. Lherisse had the ball all the way down to their 60-yard line. Defense held. Now we'll see who makes the next one. And right now the Commodores have done more on offense, but they probably have almost 80 yards in penalties at this point.
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be an 80 or 70-yard drive by either team tonight on either defense.
Who's going to give up the big play?
Unless it's a big play, yeah.
Who's going to give up the big play? That's what we'll see tonight. This quarter is brought to you by Cancer Care Centers of Brevard. Look at that. I didn't even know he put it on the screen, and I just said it. Telepathic chase. Thompson takes the snap, hands off to Cauley. He's got nowhere to go.
Goodness gracious. You want to talk about getting leverage up front and blowing up an O-line?
Emmanuel Small
is the real deal, man. I mean, he just took that whole front, just took it over.
Brandon Brown held his line. Emmanuel Small made a tackle from behind. So 3rd and 10 for Heritage. Thompson drops back. He's going to throw it quick. That's TJ Monroe. He's going to be wrapped up 2 yards shy of the first down.
That's a good rhythm pass there.
Yep. Fourth and 2, and it looks like Heritage will punt. Smart decision.
Yeah, pin him deep and trust your defense.
So Coco, thank you, Nick Blank. Coco ties it up 7-7 with IMG. I don't think a lot of people gave Coco a shot. Well, I should say that. A lot of people outside of Brevard County. Lherisse standing with his heels on the 10-yard line. Thompson's going to kick this one. It'll be angled to the left, and it'll be fielded by Lherisse. Wrapped up. He's still on his feet. He'll get to the 24-yard line. Coach, he's slippery. He's slithery.
He's strong.
He picked up a good 6 extra yards after contact.
Yeah. Slippery and slithery is great, but he's also strong.
Nope, so Coco missed the extra point. So it's 7-6 IMG over the Tigers here at Panther Stadium. And obviously still 0-0, 10 minutes left in the first half.
Make note of that out there, kids. Hit the weight room. The weight room is the key. It's the secret that's not a secret. It's out there for everybody.
Allen takes the snap. He's going to roll right. Throws it to Maltzby. Big hit by number 11, Hancock. Good enough for a first down for Eau Gallie up to the 37-yard line.
And that's disrespect right there. Got to stay over the top, stay over the top, stay over the top. If your quarterback's able to hit him on a nice little comeback route, good job, but you're not beating me over the top. Because like you said, Coach, it's the big play that's going to be the difference.
First and 10, Eau Gallie. Allen checks with the sideline. He's going to roll left. Still rolling left. He's going to be sacked by the Heritage Panthers. A loss of 2.
Good coverage downfield there by Heritage. They're so good at pattern matching. Those DBs all week they practice covering route combinations. If one does 2, if one does this, 2's doing this. If 2 does this, 1's doing this. And they practice the other team's tendencies and route combinations all week long.
Looks like that was number 28, Coach. Desmond Christian on the initial stop.
Another play behind the sticks.
Delay a game on the Commodores.
A lot of penalties on Eau Gallie tonight.
Coach, and you know, I'm a guy that's guilty of running the quarterback back and forth. I think it's in certain situations I'll signal things in, and sometimes I just like to talk to the quarterback, or I'll send a play with the receiver. But if you go no huddle and you're signaling in, you really don't have an excuse for a delay a game. Throws it out quick.
Oof.
This time it is almost jumped by Gillis. It'll be caught. Gain of 3, third down and 14 for the Commodores.
That was tight coverage right there. That was a dangerous throw.
Well, the defensive end, number 6 for the Heritage Panthers, Zach Hicks, almost got a hand on it.
I know Coach Ainsley's telling those guys, don't get too tight, loosen up.
Allen drops back. He's looking. He's going to throw it deep. There's the deep shot. And he'll be pushed out of bounds. Ball was thrown out of bounds. Incomplete. 4th down and 14 for the Commodores. Coach, I know I'm speaking early, but we go into overtime here. We're still old Kansas City tiebreaker in FHSA. We have not switched over to the college rules after the second overtime. It just becomes one 2-point play. Well, Lherisse set to punt. J.R. Samuels just hoping to get his hands on a football. This one's going to be kicked. It's going to take a bounce for the Commodores. Eau Gallie will down the punt at the 35-yard line. Heritage takes over 1st and 10.
You know, either you kick it out of bounds and kick it away from him, or what Lherisse does a great job of, he kicks that ball up sky high and gives his coverage team plenty of time to get down there and corral around the return
Coach,
guy.
and I didn't get the number. It's either 6 or 4. The long snapper is the first one down there every single time, and that's because Lherisse is kicking the ball so high. He's snapping and taking off to try to somewhat deter JR from catching the ball.
Yeah, if you can get up there high enough and deep enough, that's the key. You don't want to kick it 50 yards up in the air, but 10-yard distance. He does a good job getting it downfield.
1st and 10.
Plenty of hang time.
Heritage. Francis back in the game at running back. Thompson's going to throw it out to number 2, AJ Cordero. They're going to say it hit the ground. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 for Heritage. Looks like I thought he was going to take a shot with J.R. Samuels. Looks like he blew the top off over there, but he was double covered. Xavier Lherisse and number 5, Jay Latson on the coverage. Monroe in motion. Thompson tried to hand it off, couldn't get it, and Brandon Brown's just going to tackle him with his 4 fingers and just drag him down. He's so big.
He just reached his paw out right there and said, nope.
I mean, nothing against Thompson, Coach, but Brandon just literally just grabbed him and said, okay.
He did.
Just sit down right here.
And that's why they're able to play him a shade 5 gap and not require a lot of help. He's able to cover so much ground out there over the tackle, whether it be a 4-eye 4 or 5.
And I know Coach Davis at LSU can't wait to get him, the D-line coach out there. Thompson drops back. He's looking. He's going to throw it out to T.J. Monroe. He makes one-man miss, and he's going to be good enough for a Heritage first down. See where they spot him. They will. Gain of 12, first down Heritage, their first one of the night.
Great footwork there after the catch to be able to turn up and get north-south on the defender. Good job by the Heritage O-line, giving Thompson enough time there to set his back foot, get off a nice ball.
You know, Coach Blue, I fully expected Brandon Brown to go to the University of Florida. I told his mom that when we discussed it at the Marcus May camp. She let me know some information that obviously I didn't know beforehand, but, you know, I definitely thought Brandon Brown was a Gator, but I'm excited to go see, you know, what he can do for the LSU Tigers. Cordero in motion. He's going to throw it out. That was Thompson. Officials timeout, water break. This water break brought to you by Cricket, Spirit, Sports, and Food. With a new location, Cricket's is better than ever and is proud to sponsor youth and prep sports in Brevard County. Cricket, Spirit, Sports is now located at 1942 Wickham Road, where Kelly's Burgers used to be, and they have something for everybody. Whether it's great food, great people, sports, and billiards, darts, live bands, or karaoke, Cricket's has it all. With the start of the college and pro football season, stop in and grab a bite and check out one of the many TVs where you can watch all the games, including the NFL Sunday Ticket with great wing specials. Check them out on Facebook to see their daily deals, such as $10 lunch specials, Monday meatloaf, Tuesday country fried steak, and more. BSN thanks Cricket, Spirit, Sports, and Food for their support of youth and prep sports. If you need to call, their number is 321-242-9280. And BSN would like to say hello to everyone watching right now at Cricket Spirit, Sports, and Food. Second and 10 for Heritage. They're on their own 47-yard line. Thompson drops back. He's going to try throwing it out. He's going to throw it out of bounds. Coach, he was trying to hit Monroe early on the out route, but he felt like he didn't have it. We got a flag on the play over here. Maybe he was trying to go a little deeper to Samuels, Coach. I wasn't looking that deep.
That particular route combination, they're running right into a too high, either cover 2 or two-man underlook. Neither route was really open there. Heritage gets bailed out by a
defensive holding penalty, yep. I thought he was going to Monroe, but he might have been going to JR just about 10 yards deep. So it'll be first and 10 Heritage on the Eau Gallie 43-yard line. 6:02 left till halftime. Coach, run game has been non-existent for both teams. Thompson takes a snap. He's going to hand off 14. There goes Francis. He falls forward. Gain of 4. Second and 6.
That's a big gain in this game. You can get 4 yards of pop rushing the ball on either one of these defenses where you're in a 2nd and 6 situation. 2nd and 6 is a great place to be against either one of these defenses.
Coach, what is Francis's first name?
David.
He's not on the roster, and I keep calling him Danny because that's one of our West Melbourne players, and I apologize, Mr. Francis.
But he goes by another name just like Bill does. Like his
I got you. I'm just going to call him Mr. Francis because Thompson's going to roll out left. Looked like he tried to give it up to Monroe, but it was a bad snap. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 6 for Heritage.
Yeah, there's not much to be gotten out there with that speed.
New Smyrna Beach up 14-0 over Palm Bay. Coach Wilkinson making his return to Brevard County. Coach Blue, I know you got to go up there and see a familiar friend last week with Coach Kevin Mays and the Baker County Wildcats when Palm Bay went up there.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It wasn't fun for Palm Bay or Brevard County, but it was nice to see Coach Mays.
Thompson drops back. Thompson's going to try. He's going to shake loose. We're going to have a holding penalty on Heritage. Thompson was able to shake loose from the grasp of Brandon Brown. He'll pick up one. We'll see what his holding penalty, if Eau Gallie will accept or decline.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I apologize, Coach Blue. It's a personal foul face mask on the Commodores.
Oh, that's huge.
15-yard penalty.
The penalties for Eau Gallie to this point in the game.
It was thrown in the territory of holding, so I thought that's what it was. I spoke a little early. .420 left.
Got a timeout, Heritage.
Timeout, Heritage.
So Baker County got a Jumbotron. And, man, that thing is sweet. They don't have a track around the field, so the stands are extra close to the football field. And when you put that Jumbotron in that type of facility, man, that thing just towers over the field. The speaker system in there was loud. It's the stadium is old and the field house is old and all that, but they keep such good care of it. And it was such a great old school tradition football town. We got a police escort. We got off 95. We had a police escort from 95 into town, or I-10 or whatever highway we were on at the time.
Yeah, so you probably went up 95 to 10 and then probably got off the escort from 10.
Police escort to the stadium, and, you know, they had boxed dinners for everybody. World famous chicken and rice in Baker County.
Well, knowing Kevin Mays, and they might do this for everybody that comes, but knowing Kevin Mays' ties and connections to Palm Bay High School, the time he spent in Brevard County, you had to know he was going to take care of.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I mean, the head coach of Palm Bay High played for Kevin Mays.
Hospitality was second to none.
1st and 10, Heritage on the Eau Gallie 23-yard line. Thompson's going to roll right.
Oh.
He threw it, intercepted. I got to be honest with you. If he would have been patient, he had T.J. Monroe sitting in his zone.
But you got to knock the pylon down with that ball, Coach. That's got to be over the top.
Yeah.
You got to know where that safety is. That safety's got his eyes on you the entire time, and he's backpedaling and drifting over there to that vert route. That ball's got to be over the top, and it either knocks the pylon down or it's caught for a touchdown.
And I believe that was Xavier Lherisse with his second interception of the first half.
Yeah, he's special.
Well, Gallie's got those red jerseys on. It's a little hard to see on the far sideline. The gold doesn't pop like it did when I was standing in front of it.
We're also looking through
a tinted glass, foggy window.
Humidity.
1st and 10, Commodores on their own 28-yard line. Allen's going to hand off. Welch breaks the tackle. He's going to get up to about the 30. They're going to mark him down at the 31. 3-yard gain for the Commodores.
That's a good that's a sign of a good defense right there. They give up the edge, but the second level flows to the alley and recovers. That's why they go by the moniker Swarm Gang.
And Lherisse is back there just playing center field. He is such an athlete.
He's one of those guys where you have to know where he is on every single play.
2nd and 7 for the Commodores. Allen takes a snap. He's going to hand off backside.
They got the edge again. See, that time we didn't get the second level coming downhill.
Emmanuel Small on the carry. First down, 1st and 10, Commodores on their own 45-yard line. 3:18 left in the first quarter. A little momentum here for Eau Gallie, Coach.
Yeah, getting outside of the boundary. Yeah, see, they went back to it again.
That's Small again. And he's a football player. He's going to pick up 3 yards. He's tough. He's physical. And he's got some speed.
See, Heritage has reached by alignment to that side.
Number 5 for the Panthers, LaQuinton Thompson on the tackle.
Hey, Linda, how you doing?
2nd and 7 for the Commodores. 2:45 and rolling left in the first half. Allen takes a snap. He's going to roll out right. Gets it out quick. That's caught by number 16.
That's going to be a first down.
Lucas Vaselli, the 10th grader for the Commodores. First down. Ball now on the Heritage side of the 50.
That's about as wide open as we've seen an Eau Gallie receiver so far.
Allen takes a snap. He's going to hand off to Welch. Welch makes one man miss, and pads are hitting up there, Coach. That's going to be a gain of 6.
Eau Gallie's starting to find some holes in that front.
There's definitely some pads hitting down there. 2nd and 4 for the Commodores, and 1:38 and rolling. Coach, Eau Gallie doesn't seem to be in any kind of a hurry. Heritage defense looks a little gassed. Allen drops back. He's looking, got a man down the middle of the field. Oh, intended for number 16, Vaselli.
Number 17, Mikkel Battle on the play. Timed it out just right.
Boggs takes a 72-yard touchdown to the house for the Cocoa Tigers. See if they can get the 2-point conversion. Robert Stafford tuning in, a former Eau Gallie Commodore, current Miami Hurricane, with a big win over the Florida Gators last weekend. I can say that because I'm a Seminole, even though we suck, but it's all right.
Miami's got a quarterback now.
And guess you know who doesn't have a quarterback?
Florida State.
Florida State. Allen drops back. He's looking, throws it quick to Vaselli again. I'm sorry, that's number 18. That is Darren Reed on the reception. First down, Commodores.
Yeah, Miami hasn't had a quarterback in a long time, but now they have one, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the ACC.
Timeout, Commodores.
I'll tell you what, the quarterback, Joseph Allen's putting together a nice drive. He's only a sophomore, but he played as a true freshman all year last year for MCC and went to the 3rd round of the playoffs, I believe, the Elite 8. So he's a very experienced sophomore.
1:08 left in the first half. I had to make Florida State jokes to myself all week because if I didn't, I know all my friends were. So,
well, we'll see what my mood is next week after the showdown tomorrow at noon between the Longhorns and the Wolverines.
Coach, I know you're the biggest Michigan guy. I just can't get down with all the big games being at noon. It drives me nuts. I like a good night game. 1st and 10, Commodores on the Heritage 27-yard line. Allen drops back.
Single.
Got a man. Maltzby caught. 1st and goal, Commodores at the 3-yard line.
There was a safety over there, but he didn't provide much help. I didn't see any other threat towards that safety. He should have been drifting over there over the top to help out. But that's a tough matchup.
That was just a great ball by Joseph Allen.
Oh, it sure was.
Handoff goes to Small. He's trying to fight forward.
Got 45 seconds and counting. 44, the clock has stopped. 44 seconds left in the half.
I'm not sure why the clock stopped, but the helmet came off of the Heritage Panther player. That's untimely.
All right, 39 and running. They're probably going to fade over here again.
Nah, they're going to ride small. Oh, Allen pulls and keeps it wide open. Touchdown, Commodores.
Wow. That's a bust there.
Well, that's probably not something Eau Gallie has shown much of, right? Joseph Allen's a pocket
but
guy.
Somebody's always got to have quarterback. Somebody's always got to have quarterback.
What a drive by the Commodores after the Lherisse interception.
That was a heck of a drive. That was a long one. I didn't think anybody was going to have a long drive like that in this game against either defense, but Allen made some clutch throws on that drive and then ultimately goes in for the touchdown.
Kick is up. Kick is good. Commodores up 7-0 with 27 seconds left in the first half. Obviously, Blue, I think if you're Heritage, go ahead and just knee this one out and go to half, and you will be kicking off to the Commodores to start the second half, as Eau Gallie did win the coin toss.
Yeah, that was a great drive there by Allen. Take what the defense gives you, throws a couple hitches, gets out of the pocket, throws a nice little out, throws the beautiful fade down here on the sideline to set up in the red zone.
Desmond Christian Jr. and it looks like AJ Cordero are deep for Heritage. Definitely a long time to kick the ball off here. Kicker looking for his tee. It'll be a high pooch kick fielded by number 23 of Heritage. He will fair catch it. Coach, that freshman has a bright future here at Heritage High School. I've obviously watched him for the first, now being fourth game of the season.
He doesn't look like a freshman.
He just plays fundamentally smart football.
Yeah, and he's got good feet. He's not stiff. You know, a lot of times when you're 13, 14 years old, you're a little stiff. He doesn't look like a freshman.
Coach, this game dominated by defense. Eau Gallie has dominated one possession on offense. Heritage will take a knee as we go to halftime. For me, it's what stands out has been the play of Xavier Lherisse and the entire Eau Gallie defense.
Yeah, you got to stay away from him.
And if you're Heritage, you had a great first half, except for that last drive where you just, again, Eau Gallie had the momentum. Heritage had the ball, was driving, opportunity for points, an unforced error, and Lherisse was able to make them pay in the second interception of the first half. So Joseph Allen has played. Nobody's played bad. These really great defenses so far.
Right,
so Joseph Allen had a great drive. Again, not saying he played bad for the rest of the half. He just had a really good drive there to close, and was able to put the Commodores up 7-0 as we go to halftime.
Yeah, Lherisse reminds me of when they used to call Reggie Nelson the eraser. He's the eraser so far tonight.
He definitely is a ball hawking safety. So we're going to head to halftime. I believe Caleb went down wherever he went. So I believe we're going to let you watch the band, and that's it.
When's the last time Boston College or Georgia Tech had a top 20 recruiting
All right, back here for the second half action between the Eau Gallie Commodores and the Heritage Panthers. Eau Gallie up 7-0. Coach Eau Gallie took the last drive there before half, was able to put 7 on the board. Some think that may be enough to win this ball game. Some people think that, this is going to go up into the, high 20s for points. I don't see it. What are your thoughts on this next half here?
No, I'm with you. I think it's going to be low scoring. I think that both defenses are so good and dialed in. But Eau Gallie, that was an impressive drive. That was at least, 75-yard drive?
At least, yep.
And they had good balance there between run pass. The quarterback, Allen, did a great job taking what the defense gave him. Made some clutch throws, threw a huge slot fade down there on the sideline. Great catch. So, and then, pulls on a nice read and scores a touchdown. So, very well-balanced drive by Eau Gallie to take the lead. Heritage still probing and trying to find some type of weakness in that Eau Gallie defense. And unfortunately, they went at Xavier Lherisse, and he made him pay for it in the red zone.
Squib kick going to be recovered by Maltzby. Makes one miss. He'll be brought down to the 34-yard line. 1st and 10, Eau Gallie.
Eau Gallie's penalties were a huge factor in the first half. They had a lot of penalties, a lot of yards and penalties that gave Heritage field position. Heritage was able to run the ball a little bit on that drive to get down there near the red zone, but
yeah, just two interceptions by the Heritage offense, have hurt them. So Eau Gallie takes over 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line to get this second half underway. Allen and Welch in the backfield for the Commodores. Handoff goes to Welch. Welch makes one miss. Gain of 7. 2nd and 3 for the Commodores. Coach, and it looks like Ainsley had a little bit of switched up on the defense there. Went to a 4-man front. Well, he basically walked the other backer down to try to hedge off that backside run that Eau Gallie did late there in the second half.
And you also have Deshaun Harper, number 7, back as a safety on that play. Normally he'll be out there on the edge, but he is listed as a corner, defensive end, outside linebacker, so he's
Coach,
very versatile.
He's played every position on this field for the defense, and what a talented kid.
Yeah.
Handoff. Welch is going to make one bounce, fighting forward. Welch is going to fight forward for a 2-yard gain, 3rd and 1. And to note, the Panthers are without Brock Eden, the defensive lineman. He is not dressed tonight.
Those are big shoes to fill.
I was told his shoulder's a little banged up. Long season ahead. We're only in, week 3, which is crazy that we're in week 3 already. 3rd and 1 for the Commodores. Allen's going to roll out wide open. Is Biggs. He catches it.
That's a great call. That's a great call right there.
Biggs is going to go all the way down to the Panther 20-yard line. Nice call by Chris Sands.
Yeah, you bunch everybody up like that, and by formation, if that guy can get through the traffic and get out in the flat, you're going to have a mismatch.
And I just called Biggs his father's name. I apologize, Mackay. I should know. Allen looks left. He's good covered. He's going to be sacked in the backfield. I got to Coach Mackay back in 2019. Coach Blue, he's a great ball player.
Number 55 there for Heritage, Amir Parker.
Second and 13 for the Commodores. Emmanuel Small checks into the backfield for Eau Gallie. And motion goes Lherisse. Allen's going to roll. He's going to keep this one. He will pick up about 10 yards. And we'll see what we got over here. Coach, I like the play call because if the linebacker comes up, he's going to dump it over to the back.
Yep.
If he doesn't, he does exactly what he did there.
Put the read man on an island there and make him make a decision.
Do we got a flag on the play? I can't tell. It's so foggy up in here. I assume by the way the officials are speaking. Holding on Heritage.
And I like the way he slow played it too. As he went out toward the alley, he slow played it, and then when that linebacker made a decision he was going to stay on the receiver, he stuck his foot in the ground and got north.
I will tell you this: Allen is well above what he's listed as a sophomore quarterback.
Yeah.
His football IQ, the way he plays the game, the way he approaches it, is a lot, like a senior quarterback. Allen takes the snap, is going to hand off up the middle. Gain of 4.
Nice cut there.
I believe that was Welch with the carry. What we got here, Coach? Another flag?
There's a flag in the end zone.
There was no receivers or anything on this side of the ball, so if there is one, it's, I assume, got to be after the play.
Dead ball personal foul on Heritage. Dead ball personal foul, Gallie offset.
Offsetting penalty by both teams. Second and goal for Eau Gallie, and looks like they're right about the 4-yard line. Same formation, overload to the right. Handoff right up the gut. Coach, it's definitely hard to run up the middle on these teams. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, 3rd and goal from the 4.
I think I saw somewhere, was it last week, Brandon Brown had a carry for a touchdown.
I don't know if he had a carry. I know he had a scoop and score last week.
Yeah, I want to say I thought he had a carry or a 2-point conversion.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me because I've seen him carry the ball before.
This would be a good spot to put the big fella in there and go heavy. And
you think Brian Kelly's going to let him get some carries up there at LSU?
No.
Got a heavy package. Third and goal from the 4-yard line. Allen motion, got a wide open guy.
Overthrown.
Oh, great coverage. The linebacker was able to get inside of it. He had him early, Coach. 4th and goal from the 4-yard line. And if you're Eau Gallie, you going for this, Coach?
No, I'm going to take my points and go up 2 scores.
Well, the way your defense is playing, I mean, you would pretty much
go up 2 scores.
True. Also, maybe you pin Heritage and get a safety, or you pin Heritage and
I don't think you can be wrong either way here. You go up 2 scores the way your defense is playing, or you pin them on the 4-yard line.
Yeah. So Nick said he had a 2-point carry. Appreciate you, Big Nick. Toss to the outside. Welch is going to spin. Welch is going to get back to the other side. Makes one man miss. Touchdown. Eau Gallie. And we got a flag on the play.
That's just a great athlete right there. Just making something happen when there's nothing there.
Coach, and again, everything's flowing. They're overloading one side, and Eau Gallie's just running backside weak because Heritage says nobody there.
And, you'd like to have somebody counter cutback reverse there on the end, but even when you're there, if that guy's twice as athletic as you are, you still got to tackle him in the open field.
Touchdown is good, so it will be 13-0 pinning the extra point for Eau Gallie. The 15-yard penalty after the touchdown will be assessed on the kickoff. Latavius Welch with the 4-yard touchdown run for the Commodores. Kick is up, and we're going to have a flag on the extra point. We're going to have running into the kicker, so Blue, how is this one going to be assessed here? Because there's a 15-yard penalty from the touchdown against Eau Gallie, and now we got a 15-yard penalty, I'm assuming, unless it's a 5 from Heritage. The kick was good. So you can't be offsetting because it wasn't the same play. But I guess if they're both 15s, you would just kick from the 40.
Well, that's what the white hat gets paid all that money for.
Unless all right, so that's exactly what happened, Coach. 15-yard penalty against Eau Gallie on the touchdown celebration will be negated by the 15-yard penalty roughing the kicker on Heritage. So they will kick off from the normal 40-yard line. AJ Cordero is going to receive this one. He's trying to get to the edge. And we're going to have a block in the back right there. Nope,
Nice
no
play
flag.
there by number 14 for Eau Gallie, Tim Hill. Nice special teams play. Good angle there.
Heritage got away with one there. 1st and 10 Heritage on their own 17-yard line.
Heritage desperately needs to get some points on the board here. At minimum, flip the field. That drive took a nice chunk off the clock for Eau Gallie. Not only did they score points, but they also took a nice chunk.
Francis hands off, and the quarterback coach just pushed him right into number 4, AJ Forehand. Tackle at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 for Heritage.
Yeah, they've got a lot of good players on that defense. You can't just focus on 1 or 2 guys. Get something delivered there? Get some pizza waiting for you?
Maybe some pizza or something. 2nd and, well, they gave him a yard on that one, Coach. 2nd and 9 for Heritage. Thompson drops back. He's going to throw the out
That's late.
to Monroe. Late, incomplete. 3rd and 9 for Heritage. And, Coach, it just seems like, well, really since the second half of the Rockledge game, the Heritage has just not found a rhythm at the quarterback position.
Now, I will say that Thompson played one heck of a second half against Palm Bay. I mean, he was nothing short of amazing in that second half against Palm Bay. I didn't get to see the second half of Seminole last week, but they did score 2 touchdowns in the second half against Seminole. But tonight, they're having a hard time getting any kind of rhythm going in the pass game. And Eau Gallie doing a great job keeping the run.
Thompson's going to try rolling out. Thompson's got some room to run. A lot of speed on this Eau Gallie defense. So Thompson will be just shy of the first down. 4th and 1. You punting or you going?
You got to punt. It's too deep, too early.
Oh, we're going to measure, Coach.
Now, if you have some type of a pulling punt fake where you can get +2 on one side or the other on your punt, and you got a good punt fake, that's a possibility, but I wouldn't straight up go that deep this early in the second half.
Well, you know what Coach Palmer's going to say. Get your rear end under center.
Yeah. Go ahead and get your water break now while you're measuring. That's right at 6 minutes.
Short by a foot. Maybe a foot and a half.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do now is give Eau Gallie a 25-yard short field.
Well, especially since the last 2 drives, Eau Gallie's been clicking.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They've got momentum. They've found something to go at in that Heritage defense. They might just go hard count and then call a timeout.
Well, I mean, it's 4th and a foot, and you're in the gun, so now it becomes 4th and about 6 yards. So
that's your bugaboo for sure. Yeah, I think they go hard count here and call a timeout, to be honest with you.
Thompson still in at quarterback for the Panthers. And we're going to have a false start on Heritage, so we'll definitely be punting the rock now. Well, as long as he doesn't cross the ball, it doesn't matter. So false start on Heritage.
That tells me they were going to go for it.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a gutsy call.
Coach, I mean, as it states, you know, as long as the defender doesn't cross the ball, he can't entice you to jump. But the delay from the Heritage guy was so long, Brandon had time to get set again before he even tried to jump. So Lherisse standing on the 50. Thompson will punt. And he's going to kick this one right to Lherisse. He'll fair catch it at the 48-yard line.
Good coverage there downfield by number 27 for Heritage, Braden Marson. Heritage defense needs a big stop.
First and 10 Eau Gallie on their own 48-yard line. Lherisse goes in motion, checks back out to the outside. We're going to have a flag on the play. False start Eau Gallie. Coach, and Eau Gallie continues to run that unbalanced formation. Now we got the water back. They essentially got trips to one side, tackle overloaded as a tight end. Tight end's playing backside tackle, and they're just looking for the backside alley.
Well, Heritage is reached by alignment to the tight end side, but they've got an overhang linebacker right there over top of the tight end, but at 3 or 4 yards. So he's essentially accounting for the edge.
Looks like number 12, Summerall's warming up on the sideline over here.
And we've seen him play fantastic football that first half against Rockledge.
Right.
In rhythm, great feet, check down, throws a nice deep ball over the top.
I mean, there's no doubt that Heritage has two good quarterbacks. They just got to put it together.
Yeah.
6:22 left in the third quarter. Allen and Small in the backfield. First and 15 for Eau Gallie. Allen's going to roll right. Intended for the Lherisse, a little bit over his head, incomplete.
Heritage made a little adjustment there. Now they were outside shoulder of that tight end here to the weak side.
Allen rolling right. He's looking, throws it, hitch, incomplete, intended for Biggs.
55 is 9 yards downfield.
The offensive tackle.
Yeah. I mean, I assume he's not eligible.
Well, on your typical Friday night, he wouldn't be eligible. Allen takes a snap. He's going to hand off to Welch.
Wrap up.
Nice play by Harper, finishing him off. Gain of 2, so 4th down and 14.
That's a huge stop for the Heritage defense at that point in the game. Just under 6 minutes left.
Well, you know this defense is tired, Coach. They've been on the field a lot.
And you got Mr. Moreno playing both ways. Number 52.
It'll be down on the 20-yard line. Heritage takes over 1st and 10. Coach, and if you're Heritage, you got to get somebody on the personal protector that's just taking off in between the A-gap to go cover that punt. He's running free. If you maybe get a body on him, you might have a chance for J.R. Samuels to return a punt.
Yeah, and Heritage did the same thing to Eau Gallie the last punt. They had somebody down all over Lherisse as he was catching the punt, calling for a fair catch.
This drive brought to you by Witt's Frozen Custard, located in Vieira on Stadium Parkway, beautiful downtown Melbourne, and in West Melbourne at the Shops of Minton. Summerall checks in for his first action tonight at quarterback, hands off Francis, and
goodness gracious.
We're going to see a flag there. Well, unfortunately, you can't pick him up and slam him, but at the same time, welcome to Mr. Big B. He's a football player. 15-yard penalty, 1st down Heritage.
Lots of penalties on Eau Gallie tonight, Coach.
Yeah, and if you're a Commodores, you guys are off to a great start this season, and that's definitely something you want to get cleaned up, because as you get farther down into the meat of the schedule, the meat of the playoffs, those things will cost you. Summerall drops back and throw to quick, complete to number 23. Gain of 3. 2nd and 7 for Heritage.
That Eau Gallie defense recovers so quickly. They stick their foot in the ground and change direction and recover so quickly.
I thought it was a good ball by Summerall, Coach. He got the ball out of his hands quick. 18 checking in for Heritage. That is Owens, and Francis checks out. Summerall's going to roll right. He's going to throw it out to Francis, kind of like a toss.
Good blocking.
Breaks the tackle.
Great run. It's good blocking out there on the perimeter by the Heritage receivers.
3rd and 2 for Heritage. And, Coach, I mean, that really was just a toss, but, you throw it out there to try to get him on, catching the ball a little bit of momentum and speed. So
yeah, get him away from that box. Speed and space, right?
Yep. Third and a long 2 for Heritage. Eau Gallie showing blitz. Summerall looks, Summerall throws, intended for Monroe, incomplete. He kind of double clutched that one, Coach.
Yeah, he didn't like what he saw. With 3:23 left here in the third, looks like Heritage is going to go for this 4th down.
Coach, and, obviously we've done a couple Heritage games. To me, it's got to be Francis or Cauley back there in the backfield if we're going to run this at any point. If not, we know it's kind of coming down to it.
I'm surprised that if you're in 4-down territory, you don't run it on 3rd and 4th.
Eau Gallie shows blitz, brings no safety, Coach. And we're going to have a false start on Heritage.
Yeah, the motion was a little strange. See, now for me, on the 4th and 2 there, that's where Thompson and an option play makes a lot of sense because you got to account for the quarterback on that. He can pull on you, but, you don't have that with Jackson. So those are the things I think Heritage is going to figure out with the quarterback position is when can we use both guys' skills to our advantage in different situations. There's that coverage, see 27 down there. That's a great job.
Down to the 18-yard line. And, Coach, I mean, if you're Eau Gallie, you're kind of shelled and kept under corral was, J.R. Samos hasn't had a very big night on offense. And neither has Lherisse for the Commodores because that's been Heritage's kind of focus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the two guys that have been playmakers have kind of just not had their opportunities because well-coached teams.
Offensively, yeah. Obviously, Lherisse's made a difference.
They both had, Lherisse's got 2 picks on defense. JR's had a great night. I don't think he's given up a completion on that side of the ball, playing corner on the far sideline. So,
but Eau Gallie's had the answers on offense. 2 good drives.
I think Eau Gallie's, at this point, they've showed their playmakers are a little bit deeper on offense, so far.
And the quarterback play has been
a lot more
better
solid.
on the Eau Gallie side as well.
Rolling. He's going to throw the deep ball. Incomplete.
Very tight coverage there. Very tight coverage.
I know we're sitting behind this glass, but I just stuck my head out here. It is muggy as can be.
Oh, yeah? Oh, my goodness. What a difference.
And
I don't mind the glass now anymore.
I know these mosquitoes out here is they're next level.
Not as bad as Bayside though. Bayside's
Really?
got the
I hear
Bayside's
these
the
are bigger.
mosquito kingdom.
Second and 10 for the Commodores. Lherisse goes in motion. He's going to toss it out and lose a yard. Little jet mode, quarterback tossed it forward. Harper and Hicks there for the Panthers.
Now, from what I understand, compared to last week, the Heritage defense, the Heritage special teams, much improved this week over last week so far tonight.
Third and 11 for Eau Gallie. Handoff. Welch
Steal
gets
the
the
edge
outside.
there.
We're going to have a holding penalty. Coach, I'm watching number 55 just absolutely manhandle the defensive end for Heritage for the last 2 plays.
Yeah, he's definitely – they're sealing the edge. That's about the third time we've seen them run that play on 3rd down and long.
Yeah, he's
on the left edge there, getting the edge, and
he's definitely getting his paws on him and driving him back. So we're going to have a holding on the receiver, 10-yard penalty, so that'll bring up 3rd and 21 for the Commodores.
lots of penalties. I mean, they're easily over 100 yards in penalties, I would say, at this point.
Well, yeah, I mean, the first drive they had a couple personal foul and then a couple holdings, so Commodores definitely got to clean that up. 3rd and long for Eau Gallie. Allen rolls, going to throw it.
Oh, good route.
Good route,
good throw.
Ball. Just couldn't get his hands on
Yep.
it. 4th and long for Eau Gallie, intended for DJ Maltzby. Coach, I know you don't know the young man, but I'm glad to see him playing football. Had a chance to coach DJ a long time. He kind of quit playing football, was playing basketball, but it's good to see him his senior year back out here playing football because he looks good on the field. Again, Coach, if somebody here for Heritage can get the personal protector or the up man right here and block them, stop letting them run free. But then again, you got X-Man kicking the ball to the moon. JR telling Coach Benson he can't see it.
Another penalty. Heritage should start this possession with great field position, barring a mistake. The flip side to that too, Coach, is if you're sending the personal protector on the snap of the ball, you should be able to get pressure where he's vacating as the personal protector.
That time he does, and I think JR is going to get a chance at this one if he can get his hands on it. And he's not going to be able to that Commodore defense or kick cover team is just too quick down the field. 1:28 left in the 3rd quarter. Heritage takes over 1st and 10 on their own 49-yard line. X-Man's had a great night on defense, Coach. 2 interceptions. He's had an even, great night on special teams punting the ball.
Yeah. Both teams have punted the ball well.
It says a lot, right, about Florida State. Our kicker got our punter got, the Punter of the Week award. What does that tell you about your team? We need a quarterback. I have to. Coach Eddie Mays isn't on here. I haven't pronounced Coach DJ's name. It was pretty funny today. Summerall takes a snap. He's looking, throws it.
Oh,
nice
good
ball.
rhythm route, yeah.
28 couldn't haul it in. I don't have a name for. Oh, I do. It's Desmond Christian. 29 was the one I was looking for. So. Second and 10 for Heritage.
.123 left here in the 3rd. 14-0. Eau Gallie.
Summerall hands off the call. He's going to try to cut and fights forward. Gain of 5. 3rd and 5. See what Coach Benson draws up here, Coach, on 3rd and 5.
So if they're in 4-down territory here, I'm going to run, but Colley's good at finding the hole. He hits it. He don't fool around. He's in there quick.
Throws it out to TJ Monroe. Makes the first 2 miss. He's going to be right at the sticks. We'll see where they mark him, Coach.
This official here is saying 4th down. One official on the other side is saying 1st down.
All the coaches in the stands calling for the run. Running out of time.
I think Heritage is going to let this one go to the end of the quarter.
Okay.
Why not? Use it as a... This 4th quarter going to be brought to you by Cancer Care Centers of Brevard. All of the BSN games brought to you by Natwick Insurance and Zone 6 Reapers 7-on-7 in athletic training.
Coach Kintai tuning in. Melbourne Bulldogs.
Picked up their first win last night. It's a young team over there in Melbourne.
They've been right there in their games.
Oh, they've been in every game. They've just made some mistakes, young mistakes, special teams mistakes, offensive mistakes, defense mistakes.
You're going to have that
just
with a young team.
Just everything you have when you have a young team.
That's right.
They've been in every game they've played, so.
Bryce Harris tuning in.
That man's a trip.
Oh, my goodness. That's just owning the offensive line, owning the line of scrimmage.
Turnover on downs. 1st and 10, Commodores.
The game is won and lost in the trenches, Coach.
Coach, so many former Bayside Bears players on both sides as coaches. So many former college teammates on both sides from Florida A&M as coaches. We mentioned before Benson and Sands were roommates. I know you got Coach Hall.
Benson and
Coach Ramos.
Coach Ramos were teammates at Bayside.
Yep.
Yep.
Both also teammates at Florida A&M.
Yep.
Lherisse in motion. Going to hand off to Welch behind the motion. He breaks a tackle. Gain of 11. Good enough for a Commodore 1st down.
That Heritage defense has been on the field a lot tonight, Coach.
Coach, I know it's early in the 4th, but it does look like it's appearing to wear the ground and pound, kind of like us Seminole fans have watched Georgia Tech and Boston College just run us right down the field. That's got to be the worst feeling. I know when I've coached in some games and played when you just can't stop the run. Throws it quick outside. Samuels on the tackle. Biggs on the catch. Nope, I apologize. That wasn't Biggs. That was DJ Maltzby again. Former Little League teammates covering each other over there. Another Commodore 1st down. Coach, and like you said, that Heritage defense just looks gassed. Timeout, Heritage. Looks like Coach Benson's going to let Coach Ainsley kind of talk to that defense.
Yeah, they got to have a stand here. They're running out of time. So your back's against the wall. Give them guys a breath.
Definitely quiet here in Panther Stadium. Anybody got any other scores from around town tonight? Drop them in. Haven't heard much of the Cocoa IMG game lately. The Palm Bay, New Smyrna Beach.
Looks like New Smyrna. So New Smyrna's up 21-0 on Palm Bay in the fourth.
First and 10 Eau Gallie on the Panther 34. Allen looking left. He's going to roll right. Nice run. We're going to have flags all over the field.
Nice tackle by Deshaun Harper there in the open field.
In the area of holding. Eight-man, Merritt Island Christian up 41-6 in their game. A replay first down after the holding penalty. Coach, that was more than a holding. That's got to be a 15-yard penalty of some sort that I did not see the signal for. So it's first and about 30. Not sure what happened there or what. Handoff goes to Welch. Nice tackle by number 5 of the Panthers.
LaQuinton Thompson.
10 minutes left in the ballgame.
Big stand here so far by Heritage after the timeout.
Cocoa is still trailing 24-13. Allen's looking, he's going to roll. Throws it away, he's got Lherisse wide open though.
That's
and he's
trouble.
Off to the races.
That's trouble. Speed and space, coach.
And Allen was able to avoid long enough just to get the ball out of his hands. And Lherisse makes him pay for it.
I tell you what, Allen does not play like a sophomore. I know we've talked about that tonight, but he's made some plays, had some patience. People bearing down on him.
Coach and Heritage was there. They forced the pressure, but sometimes playmakers just make plays.
Yeah. You talk about X Factor. He couldn't be more appropriately named. X-Man, that's right. Electric.
21-0 Eau Gallie, 9:14 left in the ball game.
He's that kind of player where people years from now will be saying, remember that time in that Heritage game he did this and this and this? Remember that time in the playoff game he did this and this?
Well, Coach, I got to watch Sean Hartman last week for Merritt Island. You know, played quarterback, played tight end, played receiver, was the punter, was the kick returner, was playing defense. Like, it's just, you have those kids like Xavier Lherisse that are just that special, that have been around the game since they were 2 and 3 years old. To them it's more than just, you know, they don't sit here and play video games all the time, right? They're always working on their craft. They're always doing something, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, and he's just a pure athlete.
Yeah, and more than just practice too. That's the key.
AJ Cordero is going to catch this one. He's going to cut inside. AJ Cordero's off to the races, but Commodores got speed. He's going to be pushed out of bounds by the kicker.
At 9:06 left in the fourth, Heritage gets a big play that they desperately need to cross midfield to start this possession. Heritage got to answer, and they got to do it quick. Got to find some way to get number one the ball here.
Well, you know,
easier said than done when you got 11 back there over the top.
To his defense, he's been covered by one of the better corners in the county, and if not one of the best athletes in the county all night, 2-on-1. Handoff goes to Cauley, right side. Cauley makes one-man miss. He's going to get about a 5 or 6 yard gain.
That's a nice tackle right there by Emmanuel Small, number 0.
Mark him after a 4 yard gain, 2nd and 6.
I mean, Heritage has a phenomenal receiver room. I mean, you're talking about Monroe,
Cordero. Obviously, we know JR, the young freshman, number 23.
Yeah, Eau Gallie doing a great job.
Well, this secondary is no joke for the Commodores. Handoff goes to Cauley, and he just got nowhere to go. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 6 for Heritage. Summerall takes a snap. Going to throw. He threw the deep ball. Cordero ran a comeback. Incomplete, 4th and 7. Miss Lherisse says, happy birthday to X-Man's grandma. Well, he certainly put on a show for grandma tonight.
Yeah.
Timeout, Heritage. 7:38 left in the ball game. Yeah, Heritage should only have one timeout left, Blue. Well, good news for you. Your son's game's at 9 a.m. You should be home by 11. Cook some hot dogs and brats for the big Michigan-Texas showdown tomorrow.
Yeah. Nobody's giving us a chance.
Well,
our defense will give us a chance.
I just want you to know, Seminoles are safe tomorrow. We're not going to lose, so the bye week can't beat us. We're all right.
I'm excited about those Detroit Lions this year, Coach. It's about the most excited I've been NFL for a while.
Great opening night last night.
Big 4th down here.
Coach, in the same play, Summerall was trying to throw the comeback. IJ was just a little deep.
Eau Gallie dialed up some pressure.
Definitely getting a little hostile here in the stands here at Heritage.
Well, you know, with the season they had last year, you build expectations, you know.
Well, and I'll tell you this is a tough 4-game stretch.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, they played Seminole. They got Eau Gallie Commodores. They got Cocoa, Vero Beach. I mean, it's not going to get any easier for the Heritage Panthers.
The whole schedule is brutal.
win their district, whether it be 2 or 3 games, and they still playoff eligible. Great
Yeah.
job by the Heritage defense.
And it was by design with logic. They did not have a brutal schedule last year, and Coach Benson felt like they needed to be challenged more in the regular season to prepare for the playoffs.
See, we got a flag holding against the Commodores. Coach, and if there's one thing Chris Sands is going to take away from this tough ball game, Eau Gallie has to clean up the penalties.
Yeah, if they don't have the penalties they've had tonight, the score is probably going to be a lot more lopsided.
I would agree. Yeah, I would certainly agree. I mean, Eau Gallie has played well. They just can't get out of their own way in certain circumstances. Handoff goes to Welch. Big hole. Welch, a gain of about 12. Shelley, I certainly agree. Today's it's a new day and age, Blue. Everybody wants to go undefeated, but sometimes going 10-0 in the regular season, and you get that first round matchup against the juggernaut, and now you're not ready for it. There's been teams that have gone 4-5, 6, 5-5, 6-4, 7-3 that have had successful playoff runs because they played real deal competition in the regular season.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Vero Beach right now. As Mike Moffitt said, they're 0-2, playing Homestead tonight. A lot of these teams are starting to play competition. Commodore swinging out to Biggs. Biggs fights forward. Mackay Biggs may be close to the first down. Looks like about a yard short. I know that this offseason, Coach, a lot of people spent time talking about the fact that Coco and Eau Gallie don't play. Eau Gallie was on social media wanting to play. And, Coco's schedule was full, or Coco didn't want to do this or that. And, we're going to have an officials timeout water break, or see what we got here. I don't knock either program for not playing, but I also would have loved to see them play.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, Coco could go over to IMG. I know they're trailing right now, and we all know what Coco is. Coco could lose by 50. They're still the number 1 team in Brevard County no matter what.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Coach, I'm impressed from this game. I'm impressed with Eau Gallie's quarterback play from a sophomore who looks like a senior. Let's be honest.
Eau Gallie's got 2.5 more years of this young man, which is just incredible.
And then, the physicalness of Eau Gallie tonight, especially in the trenches, not just Brandon Brown, but everyone around him, the rallying to the ball.
Third and short for the Commodores. Small checks in as the tailback. Lherisse in motion, handoff to Small. Harper right there. He's going to lose a yard. Coco down 34-13. Does anybody have the Rockledge Vieira score?
Joseph Allen, that's what Eau Gallie's been missing the last couple of years. Eau Gallie has been loaded with athletes and size, but they just didn't have that quarterback. And Joseph Allen gives them that quarterback this year to round out all the other spots that they're loaded in.
Lherisse's going to kick this one sky high. JR Coach, he's got no opportunity to return it because they're right there. Rockledge up 3-0 on Vieira. Wow, that sounds like a great game.
Yeah, Vieira's having a great year so far.
Nope. Well, so it was Rockledge 10, Vieira 0.
Cromartie leaves and everybody think that Vieira's sunk, but Vieira would say otherwise.
Well,
Coach Tony Gullah is doing a fantastic job.
And they started running that triple option, and first and 10 for Heritage on the 30-yard line. Handoff goes to Francis, and Brandon Brown is right there to wrap him up.
And I will say something about Vero since you brought it up. They've got a freshman quarterback. They lost 2 starting linemen in the first quarter last week and a starting cornerback last week. And they've also have a tough schedule ahead of them. But because they have a tough schedule, they believe that they're going to get better as the year goes on. The freshman quarterback's going to continue to get it better, and they're going to be in great shape 3/4 of the way through the season.
Summerall rolls right, completes the pass, gain of 2. Yeah, Coach, I mean, obviously I've watched that young man grow up that's playing down in Vero. That wonderful Mons he's the next guy. 6'3", almost 200 pounds as a freshman, can move, can play ball. So Titusville up 21-17 over West Orange. Coach, I haven't paid much attention to West Orange in a long time. I had a kid when I coached at Mel High that transferred to West Orange, and they were pretty darn good, back in the mid, 2012, 2013 time frame. I don't know what they're like now, but hey, that Titusville program is off to, a decent start. Obviously, they had a bye week last week and played Cocoa the first week, but another instance of where you schedule hard early and test your team. 3rd and 8. That was a screen play to Monroe. Incomplete. 4th down, and here comes the punt unit.
Pepper on that one.
Well, Blue, I mean, you've been a coordinator for a long time. Your opinion on how long can you run the 2 quarterback rotation? Obviously, you're trying to get some kind of rhythm, something from both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, is it something that you have to continue to experiment throughout the season, or is at some point you got to make a decision and say we're going to roll with what we're going to roll with?
I mean, you can have packages for both of them, but at the end of the day, eventually, as you get past the midway point of the season, one of them has to be your guy. Because let's be honest, if you have one drive to win the game in the 4th quarter, you got to decide who your guy is.
Lherisse is going to take this punt. It's going to be wrapped up around the 50-yard line.
So you got to know at least halfway through the season, maybe 3/4 of the way through the season. If it's the 4th quarter, we have 2 minutes left. Who's the quarterback that's going to have that drive? Now you can have packages for Thompson where you have option and all that, but at the end of the day,
it's going to come down to these 2 young men. One's going to have to beat the other one out.
Now competition breeds success, so there's nothing wrong with competition. But you'd like to see one of them be able to put 4 solid quarters together, and they haven't been able to do that yet.
Obviously, both new to the program, right? Heritage was blessed to have a starting quarterback for 4 years. You guys went through the growing pains when Joseph Tena was here when he was a young freshman, and he was able to finally become the guy, right? He led the team for 4 years.
And let's not forget also, when you're doing a 2-quarterback system, both quarterbacks have different skill sets. You have option plays in for one quarterback. You don't have the same plays in for that. Your O-line and your skill guys have to remember essentially 2 playbooks.
Right.
So if you have one quarterback and you have one playbook, but when you put in another package for another guy, that just adds to the playbook.
Allen's going to fake the toss, going to throw this one right down the middle of the field, intended for Biggs, and we're going to have a flag on the play. It should be holding or pass interference. The Raiders pick up their first win, 10-0 over Vieira. Vieira running the triple option now, Coach, but congratulations to Coach Tyrone Giscombe and the Rockledge Raiders for picking up their first win in the backyard brawl. Maybe, just maybe, Tyrone Giscombe can get a little bit of reprieve and breather from the Raider crowd.
Well, that's a program that has expectations, Coach, going a long way back.
.245 left, 1st and 10. Eau Gallie. Handoff goes to Welch. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 for the Commodores.
2.5 minutes left here in the 4th. That's a big start to the season for Eau Gallie here, beating Vero Beach and Heritage early in the season. A lot of momentum going on the side of the Commodores here.
Allen hands off to Welch. Delayed run. He's going to be tripped up in the backfield. Xavier Davis on the tackle.
Very patient quarterback, very patient game plan for Eau Gallie. They didn't take a lot of deep shots, right? They took underneath. They took what the Heritage defense gave them. They weren't super aggressive over the top tonight. Good adjustments after the first quarter. You know, Heritage defense did a great job in the first quarter holding the Eau Gallie offense down. Eau Gallie found some ways to attack that Heritage defense as the game wore on.
Well, Heritage defense just spent too much time on the field tonight. Eau Gallie just trying to run this clock out. Welch is going to get to the outside. He breaks the tackle. I thought Eau Gallie got away with a holding on that one. I know these refs are just trying to let this one run out and be over, but
yeah, I saw a couple.
I see there's a penalty right here. He got it now. Late flag came in.
The good thing about the Heritage quarterback situation is both guys are very talented.
I got to go find Caleb. He wants to do some post-game interviews. Oh, he's right behind me. Thought you were on the field.
What big games do we have next week, Coach?
I got to look at the schedule. I didn't pay much attention. Obviously, you got Heritage and Cocoa. Is that at Cocoa or here? I think it's here. It's at Cocoa. Well, we may not have that one. Handoff goes to Small. Small's going to get to the outside. He's got a big hole. It's going to be brought down by number 21.
Mikey Gillis.
That may be the final play. I think Chris Sands is going to let that one go. 29 seconds left. Coach, your closing thoughts on tonight?
Eau Gallie was impressive all around, physical, fast. The quarterback play of Joseph Allen, to me, is the difference. The last couple of years watching Eau Gallie, that was their one missing link, and I tell you what, he just puts it all together. You know, Heritage is going to figure out the quarterback situation. I thought Eau Gallie did a great job in the trenches tonight, owning the line of scrimmage. But I think these are both really good teams. It was great to see them play again. It's been a couple years. But the X factor at the end of the day, the eraser, the X factor, what an impressive game by that young man.
Yep.
That was enjoyable to watch.
Xavier Lherisse, player of the game for the Eau Gallie Commodores, as the Commodores beat Heritage 21-0. We will see you next week. Don't forget to tune into the Brevard Sports Network postgame show.